Hello and welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker and I'm your host. And on this show, we focus on the mindset, the skills, the tools, the systems, whatever it takes to help you to take back time. And today I'm excited to be talking about mindset because it's huge when it comes to taking back your time and the basis of what you start with. Paul Levin is here with us today, and I want to introduce him because he is a speaker, trainer, author, and a life transformation mentor. That's important stuff, guys. And he's a certified hypnotherapist, hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner. And I myself also an NLP master practitioner. So I know the value that Paul is going to be bringing here in some of the tips that he may be sharing around that. And I promise you he's not going to hypnotize you online. Not right now, not right here. So it's okay. So more about Paul. He's the author of the book, Your Life Sucks No More. I like that. And he's also the founder of I Deserve a Perfect Life. Paul is on a mission to take away the emotional pain of the world. And there's a lot of it out there. And he accomplished this by showing you how to shift the way that you think. And you know, you've heard me talk about this a ton. So I think this is so important. So get a pen and some paper and make sure that you're taking notes today. He says that the shift results in major changes in your life experiences. And today he's going to show the path to your own perfect life. Doesn't that sound awesome? And we're going to get all of his links to his website and everything, ideserveaperfectlife.com, and links to his book. And without further ado, Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Penny. That was an amazing introduction. Thank you.
My pleasure. Well, I'm excited to have you here because I think it's all about thinking, right? It is all about shifting our thinking. So tell me what and why did this become something that motivated you to wanting to help to eliminate the pain in the world?
Some 66%, according to some surveys, 2/3 of Americans say, by their own words, that they're not happy. I spent most of my life not happy. The title of my book is Your Life Sucks No More. Most people, 66% of this country, and I don't know what the numbers are for the world, would agree with the first part, that your life sucks, right? My life sucked. And I know you're very interested, I know as an audience we're interested in time. And I'll tell you what, when you're sitting there trying to do your work and your mind is occupied on all the problems in your life, all the stressors, all the things that you might have to deal with tomorrow, or you're reviewing all the pain from yesterday, you're not getting what you want to be doing done, are you?
No, I mean, it is such a distraction, right? To have all of that going on. You know, I talk about it like it's like a computer program, right? It used to be that for all the additional windows that you had open, it's sucking all that energy. And so, you know, I totally agree with you. And I think everybody needs to really think about, you know, what percentage of their energy is being captured and withheld from them, and how much more they could have available to them.
Absolutely.
How did this show up for you, Paul? Like, how did your life suck? Like, I don't believe you. You think your life sucked. Well, now you think your life is great and everybody can have a perfect life. Well, that's good for you.
That's hysterical. All right. So yes, you don't believe me. I have photographic.
Not me. I'm just representing right? There's people out there that go, yeah, but, right? That's great for you, but that doesn't work for me.
All right. No, I totally appreciate the question. And in fact, I address that question. I'm making the audio version of my book right now.
Oh, awesome.
And I actually just read the section that answers that question. So that's hysterical that the timing is perfect. First of all, we can go all the way back. How many of you in the audience, just think to yourself, do you have your kindergarten class picture right now? I mean, would you know where to find your kindergarten class picture, Penny?
No, of course not.
Okay. Well, I have mine, right? And for those of you who have yours, dig it out tonight. Find it. Find yourself in the picture. And then ask yourself the question, am I looking at a happy child or not? And then take a look at the other faces in the picture and identify one by one, is this a happy child or not? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if a child is happy or they're sad.
Right. Okay.
Well, looking at my kindergarten class picture, it was really clear and evident that this was not a happy child.
Okay.
Even at 5
What made you unhappy?
There were events that occurred, actually something that occurred at 5 that I only began to remember in the last couple of years, actually.
So we suppress things that happen in our life because they're difficult to deal with, difficult to get through.
Absolutely. When anything painful happens to us, especially when we're children, as the years go by, we're going to suppress it. We're going to press it down. In fact, that's what society teaches us, especially boys when I was growing up.
Right.
You know, suck it up, right?
Right.
Boys don't cry.
Get up and brush it off.
Right. Be a man, you know?
Right.
All that does is push these traumas down. They don't go away. They're just stored.
So one of the things that I'm hearing, right, is there's a difference between pushing down and letting go.
Very much so.
So do you have a tip for people? Because we don't need to go into any specific trauma or anything, right? This is a happy, uplifting show. But do you have like a specific tip that can help people to, instead of pushing down when it comes up and they recognize, and like you said, it can be years and decades later, how do you let go?
The way to let go is to go through it. This may sound counterintuitive. It's definitely not what society teaches. If you have an emotional experience in your life, something that was not pleasurable, if you had a pleasurable one, great. Just absorb that and hang on to that as long as you can. Okay. Right. But if you had a non-pleasurable experience in your life, possibly yesterday or earlier this morning, who knows? Well, whatever emotion that brings up for you, experience that emotion fully. If you need to go into the bathroom and go into a stall so that you can punch something like the toilet paper, or if you need to go outside so you could, into your car so you could yell, do it. Experience the emotion fully, because as you do that, you will pass right through it, and what's on the other side is happiness and joy.
So let me ask you a question, because I could imagine, people at business meetings, it could be really ugly when someone is pissed off or annoyed or frustrated, because they're going to fully feel their emotions there in the meeting. So how do you suggest that people do it ecologically so that they're also not burning all the bridges of everyone in their life?
Well, as I said in the beginning, right now here, excuse yourself and do what you have to do, okay? You're number one, and you need to take care of yourself first. So if you need to say, listen, I need to stop this meeting for 1 second. I'll be back in about 2 minutes, and you go find yourself an empty office and you punch something, okay? Or you scream, or you stomp your feet, or whatever, and have the emotion that's for you. I also teach people how to bring forth happiness, where happiness is located, and how to find that at any instant, so that after that kind of training, when you're in that situation, you can just simply bring forth that happiness, take that pain and set it aside, which is a technique I teach as well, and then you can go experience that pain later.
Right. Okay. Well, that sounds a little bit more ecological to me than being able to, in every situation, say, I need to leave for a couple minutes. That's, sure. I just don't know that anybody who's listening would be able to accept that for all situations, right? So I like the idea that you're giving them also that there are methods and techniques to be able to find a neutral ground in the moment, and then come back and deal with that in a different way later.
Even better than neutral ground.
Or happy ground, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because it comes back to, in every situation, deciding what you want.
Absolutely. So do you have a tip around that we can really give? Because, people are skeptical, right? They go, yeah, but, right? There's so many yeah, buts in there. So is there like a specific, quick tip that you could give them where they could put it into practice tomorrow and then say, you know what, that Paul guy, I got to go contact him because he knows what's going on, and I could get a little deeper with this.
Okay. It's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. And one of the fastest ways and easiest ways to change your perspective is with a thing called distraction. This works amazingly well with children. Consider a child who is upset because of any reason. I just pick any one of a billion reasons why a child might get upset. All right? All you as the parent need to do is distract them. Show them a shiny object. Come on now, as adults, you know that you're still attracted to shiny objects. All right? I am, right? So if it's traffic, which happens to be, that's kind of one of my biggest problems before my transformation.
Oh, really? You're a road rager?
Oh, traffic and I were not friends, man. That's totally not.
Okay.
So with traffic, rather than getting upset at the guy who's doing 40 in the left lane and paralleling two other people so that you can't pass, simply sit back in your seat, blast the music to some song you like, or start thinking about something you enjoy. Maybe start planning your day, or planning how that wonderful date's going to go tonight, or I don't know, plan tonight's dinner, whatever. Think about something that makes you happy while this person in front of you is going slow.
Absolutely.
It's
that easy, right? I want people to understand it's that easy to shift your mindset, is to shift your perspective. You shift what you're focusing on. You're either focused on the guy in front of you, or you're focused on enjoying the music. It's a different focus. It's both available to you at the exact same time, and you get to choose where you shift your focus.
Absolutely. And where focus goes, energy flows. I've
heard that.
Right?
Absolutely. It's a big Tony Robbins statement. Absolutely.
So now the other thing you can do while you're relaxing and now enjoying whatever it is you're enjoying, remember with no emotion that you'd like the person to go faster or get out of your way or move out of your way. That's something you want while you're having fun thinking about the thing that's making you happy. And if you can think of that extra thing about the car in front of you while you're staying in a happy state, watch what happens. All of a sudden, that car will speed up. Or all of a sudden, it will change lanes. It happens to me over and over. It must have happened to me 1,000 times now.
Because isn't it the case that it's our resistance that kind of creates what's happening around us?
Exactly.
And I'd like you to be able to relate this to procrastination, because a lot of people who are listening, they might have a challenge with procrastination. And that's one of the things when we talk about take back time and compressing time is really a big thing, is how you deal with procrastination. So could you take this very same example, which I know is, completely applicable to procrastination, and give the users how they would use that around something that they're procrastinating on?
Absolutely. Let's say it's a business phone call you need to make, or maybe it's not even business. Maybe it's you need to call your relative or the friend that you might have had a small argument with the other day, and you're putting it off, right? It's a task you need to do, and you're putting it off. So the first step would be, let's be honest and ask yourself, why am I putting this off? Odds are,
Because I hate it. Because I'm afraid of what the result is if I do it, because I'll be judged.
Nice. Okay.
Right? All those different reasons.
Good. All of those, and the one that was missing from your list, that all yours are perfect. And another one is I'm afraid.
I said I'm afraid of the result.
Oh, I missed that one. Okay. All right, good.
Of course. That's the biggest one. Fear is the biggest driver of anything and everything.
Right. Well, actually, so we have afraid that afraid of what am I going to say? I'm afraid I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm afraid they're still going to be angry at me. Right? Anything you're fearful of. Right. Okay. Now,
the quality of my work isn't going to be good and not up to standard. I'm afraid that I'm going to be, judged. Like all that is fear. Absolutely. I'm afraid I'm going to have too much work to do. I just spoke to somebody I was working with today who she's procrastinating on growing her business because she's afraid of the extra work that it creates. I know it sounds counterproductive, but people are, stuck in fear about different things, and it's a real thing, and I totally get it. So go ahead and help us to apply now this tip on how we can shift our perspective and our focus away from the fear and towards what it is that we do want. Okay.
So just to mention, I have a 12-week program where we actually eliminate fear. And I teach people how to, so that fear will no longer be there after that program. But in the moment, right now, before taking all of that, right back to perspective. Change your perspective. Change how you're seeing it. So give me a specific example, if you would, Penny. You just named a few. Give me one that you'd like me to address.
I did, just procrastination.
All right, more specifically, in the procrastination.
So I'm procrastinating the project step that I need to do is.
All right, because let's say they're going to say no. I need to make this business call, and I know they're going to say no.
Okay.
All right, so why should I even bother making the call?
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the first question I have for you is, has anybody ever said yes on a call such as the one you're about to make?
Yeah.
Of course they have, right? Okay, and I don't know the answer to this one for somebody else, but for you, Penny, when you've made these kinds of calls in the past, has anybody ever said yes to you?
Yeah.
Of course they have, right? And if your answer is no, and if you're just getting started, you've never made these calls before, then just go with the first question. The people have said yes, and you're just getting started.
Right.
Right? Okay. Well, given that you now know that a yes is possible, my question to you is, what do you want? Yes or a no? Do you want a yes or do you want a no? You want a yes?
I want a yes.
Get on the phone and go get a yes. Okay? And if you should happen to get a no, you hang up that phone and you forget that thing, because that's the past and it's over and it's done with. Feel the emotions, go through it, express, what you need to, all right? But that's the past. It's done with. Pick up the phone now to go get a yes again and again.
Right.
And again.
And no depends on the perspective you look at it. No just means not right now. It doesn't mean no forever, right? So it's all a matter of what that no means to you. So I agree with that, right? I'm a big proponent of no just means not right now.
Right. There's a lot of things we can do with what we heard as a no.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys can be shifting, your focus away from the thing that you don't want, because that's where our mind takes us, and we have to be more purposeful and put it towards what we do want. And, Paul, what I liked about what you just said is we have to open up the possibility that, we're shutting down the possibility by focusing on the thing that we don't want. But if we can remember that actually, has anyone done it before? Yes. Well, that opens up possibility. Have we ever done it before? Yes, that opens up more possibility. And even if you go to remember that time when you did get a yes, and how it felt and how you felt and how you showed up for that call, right? And that in itself can help you to be in a different state to make the next call. So I love how you said that, right? That it's about really shifting back and remembering and opening up that possibility. So thank you for, it's a fantastic tip. And I want you all to go back and to listen to that again, whether it's driving in the car and dealing with traffic, whether it's dealing with challenges with a relationship, a conflict of any kind, in your work efforts. It's applicable in every area of your life. And how does that help you to take back time? Paul, what would you say? How does that help people to take back time?
Goodness. In order to take back your time, I think the key component of that is being present. Being here and in the moment. I don't want to say that it necessarily means you have to do the thing you don't like to do, because that gets into a whole other discussion about what do you want to be doing. All right. But just be present in the moment and you will be so much more empowered. And the way to be present is to not be in the past and to not be in the future.
Duh. Yeah. Not be in the past and not be in the future.
Right.
It sounds easier than some people experience.
Well, yes, and that's why I
But
have
has
this
anyone
whole
ever
long
done it
post.
before? Yes.
Absolutely.
Have you done it before? Yes, right? So we open up the possibility that we have more control over that than we think, right? About really being present.
In sports, they call it being in the zone. You can be in the zone all the time.
Absolutely. It's, like you said, it's where you focus.
Yeah.
So that makes all the difference. So, just for curiosity, what's your definition of productivity and why?
I've become very spirit-led in the last 6 months, where pretty much everything I do at every moment of every day is in alignment with what with what spirit wants me to be doing. So productivity is doing what your spirit wants you to be doing at every moment of every day. I used to be frustrated at my to-do list. It had so many things on it, and it's like I looked at it and said, there's no possible way any living human being could do all of that in one day. And when I let go of my to-do list, and I use it as a tool to remind me of what the things I want to do, and then at every moment I say, what do I want to do now? Miraculously, at the end of whatever period of time it is, all those things are done. I don't know how. I didn't worry about it. I just did what I wanted to do at the moment, and it all got done.
Well, I think that's an important tip too, is to detach emotionally from your to-do list. That's a really key thing. That's something I started to do not too long ago. At the end of the day, instead of being so attached to the to-do list and focused on what I didn't do, I started to focus on what I did do and be more detached and just plan for the next day and be a little bit more detached, right? And I do believe that that's a really important tip for people who are listening to better take back time, is all of it is how you deal emotionally with the things that you have to do, you want to do, and that you're, instructed to do, and being able to create that balance between urgency and importance without creating additional stress that's unnecessary.
You touched on something there, and that was to celebrate, to focus on the things you did do. And that's another key thing towards happiness, and happiness will lead to productivity and taking back your time. Absolutely. So celebrate. One of the things I was using an app, TickTick is an app available for keeping a to-do list. I personally like it. When it first came out, when I first started using it, you would check off the box that you had completed a task, and it would disappear. I overheard someone else using an app that every time they checked off a task, it played a song, or it played a bell, or it played...
Right, that's so much better, right.
I asked TickTick to put that feature in, and they did.
Awesome.
Yeah, so...
That's really smart, right? Because we want to have that celebration. Every little, that's what creates momentum, is that little bit of celebration. So, and we're so quick to go past it without giving ourselves that pat on the back.
Absolutely. Take that moment, even though it takes time, it will add to your time later.
Right.
Take that moment and celebrate.
Thank you. Well, we've had so many great tips today. I mean, from, the beginning, talking about how to shift your focus and distract yourself, to talking about also letting go and detaching, and then also in this last bit about celebrating. So really a lot of really important mindset shifts available in the show. So you guys go back and listen. And Paul, I want to thank you for being here. Can you give us your details about where people can reach you?
Absolutely. The website is ideserveaperfectlife.com. And yes, you do. You should say that to yourself right now. I deserve a
perfect life right now.
There you go. Yes. If you're interested in the book is Your Life Sucks No More. And actually, if you go to the website, it's right there on the homepage. You can click on it, and it'll take you off to Amazon.
Awesome. That's great. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
And thank you all for being here and really taking in and appreciating the value that you're receiving in each and every one of these shows. And I know that you're taking away those tidbits, and you're taking one thing that you can put into practice tomorrow. So what is that one thing? Go ahead and write that down and really put it into practice immediately so that you can start to create momentum from it. Thank you for being here. My name is Penny Zenker, and I'm your host. This is Take Back Time, and I'll see you in the next episode.